Welcome to Tiger Tracks, your home for the best of LSU athletics. And now, your hosts, Jordy Hultberg and Bill Frankes.
Hello, Tiger fans around the world. Welcome to Tiger Tracks on CST. Bill Frankes, I'm Jordy Hultberg. Since last we met, well, baseball season has gotten underway. We're coming down to the last 6 games of the regular season in the college basketball season, gymnastics. It's all going.
It really is. And, of course, baseball got off to a good start.
Yes.
Tigers won 2 games over UNO and a game over Grambling State. The game on Friday night featured the second largest paid attendance figure in Ellick Box Stadium history. So the fans came out to watch this 2014 team ranked number 2 in the country. Yep. So hopefully the Tigers will continue to play well in the non-conference portion of the schedule, looking ahead to mid-March when SEC play begins. Hats
off to the weatherman.
Yeah.
Got the cold out the way. It's baseball weather. Feels like spring again. That's awesome. Coming up on today's program, they're number 3 in the country. They have dazzled with wins over Alabama and over Oklahoma, and now they're going on the road again to Florida. Breaux, the gymnastics coach. I think it might be her best team ever. I really do.
You know, this is year number 37 for Dee, Jordy, and I think you're right. This might be her best team ever. Ranked number 3 in the nation. Really, with the body of work that they've put together, it could be number 1 in the country. Yeah. They've gone on the road to beat Oklahoma. They've defeated Alabama this year. Just an exceptional performances. LSU is ranked in the top 5 in each of the 4 events. Yeah. So we're looking forward to some great things as they go toward the finish line.
We'll talk to Dee. We'll also have go back to the Hall of Fame ceremonies and talk to some of the newest members of LSU's Hall of Fame. It's all coming your way next on Tiger Tracks. Welcome back to Tiger Tracks on CST. Let's get things started. Dee Breaux joins us. It's been a while since we've had her on. We wished her good luck the last time she was here. And I don't know, it's not luck, it's just great talent, great coaching. Number 3 in the country. Congratulations on your success. And maybe you should be ranked a little bit higher than you are.
Well, Jordy, I think our body of work, everything that this team has done, and we asked them in the beginning of the season to win the game of perception, to go out hard early and send out a message that you're a team that people are going to have to beat to win a title. And I think we've done that.
No question.
And you talk about the body of work, Dee. Look, some real signature performances so far this season. The home meet at the end of January when you beat Alabama. You go to Oklahoma and win there, which is a very tough thing to do. The Metroplex meet last week, you have a school record score. Just talk about the significance of that body of work, of those accomplishments.
Well, you know, the whole thing has to start at home in the summertime. It has to start with your athletes' commitment to do what you ask of them, not just in the gym, but in the classroom, so that they're not dragging clutter into the practice gym and into the competition arena. And this team has done that. They have managed themselves very, very well, and I think that the self-discipline that they have demonstrated and the commitment to want to represent LSU at the highest level has been extremely rewarding.
I'm a basketball guy. Strength of schedule is important, you know.
It is.
Your strength of schedule is unbelievable, off the charts, and 4 events, you're in the top 5 in the country in all 4 of them.
Yeah, and you know, we go this weekend. We have a great Florida team that we're going to go on the floor and try to match up with. They won the national championship last year, and I think they feel the same way. In order to win a national title, you got to go through us. And so, you know, we're looking forward to that as an opportunity to sharpen our teeth, to really get out there and compete at the next level.
Scheduling nights you have on the road, Dallas, Oklahoma, it helps you going to Gainesville, doesn't it?
Yeah, because, you know, we're having regionals at home, but we're not having our national championships at home. So for us to go to Gainesville in a very hostile, swamp-like environment, it's going to make our athletes a little bit tougher, a little bit. Now it's the mental thing. We know our gymnastics is strong, our difficulty level is extremely high, but it's that mental focus. Can you put everything out? Do you have ice water in your veins? Can you step onto that piece of apparatus and know that you're ready to give it all you got?
Dee, I thought a great example of what you're discussing, that mental toughness, was illustrated a couple of weeks ago when you go to Arkansas, compete in Fayetteville on a Friday night, and then, as we said earlier, you go to Norman, Oklahoma 2 days later and compete again on Sunday and win that meet. How difficult was that, both physically and mentally, on your team?
Well, you know, it's putting the value in the rest, putting the value in the time that you're not spending on the apparatus, and knowing that the kids are doing what they need to do with the trainer, paying a lot of attention to our nutritionist, and just doing everything right, everything that's supposed to happen. And they just really, it came together for them, and they focused and did what we asked them to do. And we set scenarios for them and say, okay, this could happen, and this is when you get to this point in the meet, it's going to be like this. And sure enough, it was.
You don't schedule events like that with one day off in between, do you?
Well, a lot of teams do. The tougher teams, the teams
Really?
that really are setting their sights to compete at the highest level do, because you've got to be able to train and compete 3 days in a row if you're going to emerge as the best team in the nation, or one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the nation. We finished 5th last year because we didn't stick landings on our last event. Proud of a fifth place finish, but at the same time, this team left that arena a little bit disappointed and focusing on the next season.
Dee Dee, now we move toward the end of the season. Florida this weekend and 3 consecutive home meets. Where do we go from here? How do you continue to build momentum?
Well, I think the momentum has got to come from within, and this team feeds off of momentum. And Ashley Claire Kearney, our volunteer coach, who does all of our choreography, but she just has a great competitive spirit. She says momentum is a dangerous drug, and you just got to start taking it. And the kids believe that, and they thrive on that.
Sit tight. We're not going anywhere. One more segment. We're talking about the individuals when we come back on Tiger Track. Stay with us. Welcome back to Tiger Tracks on CST. Bill Franquez, I'm Jordy Helberg. We continue our conversation with Dee Dee Breaux. We've talked about the team concepts, number 3 in the country. Let's talk about your individuals now. And it becomes even more prevalent. We're watching the Winter Olympics and the individuals. It's a team sport, but the individuals all have to carry their weight. We know about the names. Who's really lived up to the expectations in your mind?
Well, I think that, we're going to talk about Reagan Corville. We're going to talk about Jessie Jordan. We can talk about Lamencia Hall. But it's the Brittany Ranzis, those kids that get us to that point in the lineup.
Right.
Kaylee Dixon, those kids that lead us off in the lineup, they have to establish a pattern of success, a pattern of energy and enthusiasm. Then we get down our lineup. Then we get to those kids like Jessie Jordan, the true ice lady. I mean, she does
Really?
a super job. And her famous quote her freshman year was, "Dee Dee, I don't like drama." And she doesn't. And she doesn't want drama around her. She doesn't want drama from anybody else. So, I mean, that is kind of the nucleus. And then you get to Reagan Corville, who right here from Baton Rouge, U High, grew up doing gymnastics in the local clubs here, just is a monster. She is just a beauty to watch, goes around and just does her great things on each event. Sari Morrison, 2 events for her. If we couple Sari Morrison with Lamencia Hall, we've probably got the best all-arounder in the country, because Mincy right now has given us 2 great events. Floor exercise, probably the most dynamic, the most watched on YouTube.
She gets up, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
Look how many YouTube hits that floor routine has. So, I mean, they're making their mark, not just here in Baton Rouge, but across the country.
Dee Dee, what I like about this team is that it seems to have a real edge to it. I know in reading some of the quotes leading up to that Alabama meet, Alabama had won the last few meetings, and it seems like your student athletes were ready to end all that. They took it upon themselves to win this meet and in that speculation that LSU can't beat Alabama, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, it's a battle of perception. Any team that steps out there, basketball team, any team, whether you're competing against a team that's ranked above you, right there with you, underneath you, anybody can win on any given night. And we tell the kids the old cliche, they put on their leotard the same way, one leg at a time.
That's right.
And it's true. When everybody's routine starts at a 10 and your difficulty is pretty level across the board, it's how many mistakes you make. You own your mistakes. How many mistakes do you make? Now go get them, bring them back, own them, and make your performance that much better.
How much better has the judging gotten in your mind?
I think it's gotten better. I think we have a much more professional level. We're also spending a lot of money on officials, flying in officials from all over the country to try to neutralize it, limiting how many times they can see a team. I mean, you can't control a lot of that,
right,
but you can sure control a great amount of it by bringing in judges that have never seen
neutral observers.
Neutral observers. You're gonna get some of that, you know, that home stuff, but you know what? When you get one home score, the next one, it's not so home. So it begins to balance itself out.
It's come a long way, hasn't it?
You know, when your team is good, yeah. When your team is good and your performances are really good and it's exciting and entertaining the judges kind of get caught up in it a little bit. And that's what happened at the Metroplex meet. We pushed Oklahoma to score better than us if they were going to beat us. And that's what happened. The momentum would go to us and then it would go to them. And they ended on floor, we ended on vaulting, and they beat us with a 10-0 on the last performer on the last event.
Perfect scenario. What event do you end the meet with?
We want to do exactly what we did at the Metroplex Classic and exactly how we competed last year in our random draw every time we started on bars. I hate to say it because I'll jinx us, but now we'll start on beam or floor.
Don't blame me. Don't blame us.
I want to start on bars because I want bars is a hard event to score. Beam is a hard event to score. And then I want to go to floor and just bust it open, have a good time, and let it fall where it will.
Get rid of the bars first and foremost.
That's right.
3 in the country, moving up. Good luck this weekend against
Jordan.
Florida, then come back home. Let's take care of business.
I took your luck last time. I'll take it.
Take it again. Please do it. Dee Dee, thank you so much.
Thanks,
we'll take a
Jordan.
break. We'll come back with much more here on Tiger Tracks on CST.
Tiger Tracks on CST is being brought to you by Capital One Bank, the official bank of all things Louisiana, and by Louisiana Propane Dealers. Get up to $1,200 in rebates on propane accessories. Find out how at louisianapropane.com.
Welcome back to Tiger Tracks. That Dee Dee's, she's fired up,
Wow,
huh?
she's something
She's
else.
fired up. Good luck to them as they travel to Florida. Earlier in this year, the LSU Hall of Fame inducted 6 of the newest members. My former coach, it's about time, Dale Brown got in. Kurt Ainsworth, very good picture for Skip Burtman, got in amongst others.
Yeah, you know, Garrett Wolver had the chance to cover the ceremony and got an inside look at each of these outstanding coaches and athletes. Let's take a look, first of all, at Dale Brown, Kurt Ainsworth, and gymnast Amy McCluskey.
On March 23, 1972, I was thrilled and absolutely honored to have been selected by Athletic Director Carl Maddox as the new head basketball coach at LSU. In fact, I was so thrilled, so stimulated, it didn't even enter my mind for a moment to even ask him what my salary was or what the length of my contract would be. How do I show the proper gratitude? To my daughter Robin, to my wife Vonnie, who hung with me at all times, to all the players, Collis Temple, Rudy Macklin, Johnny Jones, I wouldn't have been standing here. To the coaches that I had, the managers, the trainers, the secretaries, the friends, the family members. 41 years later, I'm so proud to call Louisiana my home and so very thankful that the people of this wonderful state adopted this North Dakota boy as one of their own.
To prepare for tonight, I spent a lot of time reflecting on my life and realized how lucky I was to be surrounded by so many people who encouraged me to follow my dreams and provided the support to make them a reality. My dreams were supported by my family, my coaches, and LSU. I remember my recruit trip to LSU vividly. I immediately fell in love with the university and the people. There was only one scholarship available at LSU in 1994, and Dee Dee chose me. I will be forever grateful. My education was everything I hoped for and has served me well for a career in medicine. The athletic program is the best in the country and is an exceptional place for an athlete to develop and thrive. My 4 years on the LSU Gymnastics team were some of the greatest of my life. I had the best teammates anybody could ask for, and I would like to thank them. If you take anything from this tonight, it is this. If you are a parent, encourage your children. If you have your own dreams, follow them now. Life is too short. If you have the ability to help another achieve their dreams, whether it be financial, verbal, or otherwise, do it. You could change a life. Thank you all for this award.
It's a great honor for me to be inducted into the LSU Athletic Hall of Fame. I'm especially honored to be here tonight with these other 5 inductees. I was at LSU at the same time as Ashley and Amy, and have some fond memories watching Coach Brown's teams play right here in this building. Then I thought about getting up here and taking the easy route and telling a bunch of stories about Coach Bertman, like the time he took me out of a game at Auburn my redshirt freshman year, and came to the mound and said, I quote, okay, let's try again next year. It made me work really hard. Or the time that he took me out in a game on a Friday night at Arkansas after we were losing in the 3rd inning because he said we weren't going to score any more runs and he needed me to pitch again on Sunday. Needless to say, I went into that weekend 5-0 and on top of the world and left 5-2. But I won't do that to you, Coach Bertman, because I'm over that, really. So thank you to my mom and dad for all the sacrifices you made to get me to all my practices and games and just being great role models. Thank you to my brother Kevin for always inspiring me and pushing me to be the best player I could be. Thank you to Coach Butch Strother, who taught me more baseball than any coach I had ever had. Thank you to Coach Garriddell for putting me on the mound my senior year at Catholic High, and for Coach David Cresson for giving him that recommendation. And thank you, Coach Bertman, for still believing in me after my freshman year and motivating me to always get better. I can honestly say that I'm very humbled to receive this honor. This is truly a dream come true. Thank you. Go Tigers.
That's part 1 of 2. Oh, Dale Brown, boy, he doesn't age. He looks terrific.
Well, he really does.
He looks terrific.
He really does. Such a powerful speaker. And I love seeing him at the games throughout this basketball season. He's such a presence, and he means so much to LSU.
You know what he told me? He said, I used to not get nervous. Now with Johnny coaching, I'm a nervous wreck. It's like one of my kids out there. He said, he's one of your kids.
Yeah,
I can understand it.
Absolutely.
And Kurt Ainsworth into the Marucci scene.
Absolutely. Kurt Ainsworth has done a fantastic job post-baseball career and just an outstanding member of our community.
Yeah. More to come. Part 2 when we return.
CST is being brought to you by Capital One Bank, the official bank of all things Louisiana, and by Louisiana Propane Dealers. Get up to $1,200 in rebates on propane accessories. Find out how at louisianapropane.com.
Welcome back to Tiger Tracks on CST. We continue our coverage on the LSU Hall of Fame members. And I can't wait to see the ageless Frank Bryan, a great basketball player at LSU, NBA, played in the first NBA All-Star game way back in the 50s.
Wow, just an incredible story. Mr. Bryan, 90 years old now.
Young, 90 years young.
Played at LSU, served in World War II, so it was great to have him as part of these ceremonies. He was joined by volleyball player Danny Race and by diver Ashley Culpepper. Garrett had a chance to talk to all of them.
When you get the call that you are about to be inducted into the Hall of Fame of the greatest university in history, and after you finish jumping around your living room for quite some time, you start reflecting on all of those that played an impact on your career and who you needed to give thanks to. And for me, I owe gratitude to a lot of people. First, I'd like to thank my parents. They sacrificed a lot for me during my diving career. I'd like to thank all of my teammates. A couple are here tonight, and LSU is a very special place for diving, and Scott managed to recruit some of the hardest working athletes on the planet. And we didn't come in as the most talented group of divers, but we were scrappy. And that's who he looked for, a group of kids that would push each other and learn and grow together. And we still support each other to this day.
When I got the call from Fran and the athletic director, it was an amazing day, very, very exciting, and very excited to be here. And after I got the call, I started thinking about my years in college, and I'm sure I must have had some tough and difficult moments, but I really can't remember. To me, it was just all perfect and the most amazing 4 years of my life. I have to say that I had the most amazing teammates and coaching staff, and I think that was the secret that we made it so far, and we did such a great job. Scott, thank you so much for finding me. You know, this was over 20 years ago when we didn't have internet then, so there was no, recruiting was very different back then, and I lived in Brazil, in Rio. And the reason I came to LSU was because I wanted to spend the summer away from home, learn a second language, and my father came home one day and said, "You want to go abroad and study English?" And I said, "Yeah, that's a good idea, let's do that." So, you know, we had a break from volleyball in school, and LSU was the only university that accepted me because everybody else had already closed the enrollment. So I had to look in the map to see where Louisiana was. I had no idea where I was coming, and never heard of Baton Rouge in my life. So I got here, and this amazing campus, and it's just amazing atmosphere, and I said, wow, it would be really cool to study here. I played every single match for 4 years, never got hurt. So I think I was really lucky. I think those records are just really, because I never stepped out of the court, so that's really unusual. You know, so thank you.
I want to thank the board of directors for the Hall of Fame. They gave me a chance to get in and be up here for this particular night, which is really important to me. I think it's one of the best things that's ever happened. People have asked me a lot of times, they said, "Frank, one of the happiest moments of your life in pro ball or high school or college?" Well, I thought for a minute. I had, when I was playing pro ball, the basket seemed like it was about 4 foot wide, and everything I shot went in. And it just made me feel awful good. But that's not the thing that made me happy. The thing that really made me happy was when that telephone rang and they said, "We want you in the Hall of Fame at LSU." That really made me happy.
Thank you, Garrett. Frank Bryan. What a tremendous, tremendous story that is, the ageless one. Well, that's all the time we have for today, but it's a busy, busy weekend. We've got the LSU Baseball Invitation. We've got 3 different teams. Virginia Tech, we've got Toledo, and Texas Southern.
Yeah, LSU faces Virginia Tech on Friday night at 7 o'clock. That'll be the LSU game at 7. That'll be preceded at 1 o'clock by Texas Southern taking on Toledo. There's another non-LSU game Saturday at 1, and the Tigers play Saturday night at 6 against Toledo. Another non-LSU game 11 a.m. Sunday, and then the Tigers play Texas Southern at 3 o'clock on Sunday. So there'll be 6 games at the box over the weekend, 3 involving LSU.
Bring your inflatable mattress and just stay there and sleep, because you're going to be there all the time. LSU on the road, men's basketball at Rupp Arena to take on the Kentucky Wildcats Sunday. LSU's women's basketball team home on Sunday. And that's just the start of it. Good luck to the gymnastics team at Florida. Go get them. He's Bill Franquez. I'm Jordy Helper. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you again, same time, same station, for Tiger Tracks.